Create a WinForms data entry form in 1 minute with C1InputPanel. Creating data entry forms can be very time-consuming, and maintaining them can be tedious. However, with ComponentOne InputPanel for WinForms, creating and maintaining data entry forms is simple. The control removes redundant tasks such as control alignment, spacing, data binding, labeling, and tab ordering. This video demonstrates how you can create and customize a data entry form in about 1 minute. Open or create a new Windows Forms application in Visual Studio and add a package reference to the C1.InputPanel library from NuGet. Locate the C1InputPanel control in your toolbox and drop it onto the form. Set the dock to fill so the input panel fills the form. Begin by adding elements to the input panel through the Smart tag. There are 20 different types of input form elements. Or, if you have an existing data model, you can bind the input panel to generate the input form automatically. For example, here we have a product class, and we can let Visual Studio generate an object data source for our input panel. This generates specific input elements for each data type and adds automatic labeling with accelerator keys. You can continue to edit the form by adding, removing, and reordering elements. For example, add a button to the bottom of the panel. This button has an event model like any button control, which we can use later to add products to our inventory database. You can better manage the input elements through the item collection editor from the Smart tag. Here, you can reorder elements. For example, let's move the SKU text box and label to the top of the form. You can also remove any fields you don't need. Notice that the input panel automatically adjusts the location of remaining items. You can add more items from this editor as well. For example, add a combo box and replace the category text box. One of the best features is that you can easily create multiple column layouts. Select where in the list you want to break the layout into a new column and set that controls break property to column. Finally, adjust the spacing of elements by setting the child spacing properties. Now you have a complete data entry form that only took about a minute to generate and adjust. Most importantly, you are prepared to make future changes quickly without tediously laying out and positioning every input control. Learn more and download samples at developer.meshias.com/componentone.